Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Welcome.
Technical difficulties right off the
No
hop.
technical difficulties. All right.
Welcome, one all.
There we are.
Children
Happy
of all ages.
Friday. Pre-Friday,
Pre-Friday.
everybody.
It's only Thursday.
I know. Isn't
Ooh,
it crazy?
Someone's getting ahead of herself.
I know. It is. So, hey, we're the Kill Quest.
Yeah, I'm the keel, and she was the quest.
I am. Oh, that is true, actually.
You like that? I like that.
I'm Colleen.
I'm Johnny.
Yeah. And this is Backcountry Couples. This is episode 2.
Dos.
Yeah, I know, right? Or deux for our en français people.
We?
That's right. Oh, very good, honey. Can you put that note so I can see what's going on? Anyways, we just want to say thanks again for joining for episode 2 because we are so excited for that. And let's just kind of see the chat and kind of see what we got going on here. In the chat, you can see beside us now, there's Swifty in there. There's Sue's in the chat. That's good.
That means she's here.
I know, right? Tony and Jamie. Hey, we got the brothers camping. So, hey to you. This is awesome. John, oh, there we go. He got it.
Yeah.
So, just a quick little thing. We started Kill Quest, right? Just over a year ago. Again, there's a little small presence on YouTube and Instagram. That's it. Oh, you're taking. Oh, you're doing like the time in your fingers. Yeah.
I can count.
Yeah, you can. 4. And we were just saying, oh, we got Force the Canoe. Sorry, hey you two, thanks for joining. And we were just talking with Sue and Dan in the green room, and we were just talking about how the show kind of came to be, and how just kind of quickly people would look at us and say, "Wow, you guys hike together. Wow, you paddle together, or wow, you camp together, or whatever that is." And we were like, yeah, that's what we do. We do that stuff. And people kind of thought it was strange, or is it kind of like, wow, you guys are lucky? And
yeah,
we are lucky.
That is it.
We are lucky.
There's some couples out there they're like, no.
Right. So we chatted about the show and how cool it would be to have an ongoing chat with backcountry couples, right?
Yeah.
So we have reached out to some couples, which is amazing. And wait a minute. I got paper. Where's my people? They know that I'm listers. So, in order to keep this going, what we need you to do is be a part of it. Right, honey?
Mm-hmm.
So what do you got to do?
You have to, first, you got to hit that. Let's see, which way is it?
I
This
don't
way?
know.
That way. Hit that little subscribe button. Hit that little bell. Go ding, 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 ding. So when I say we, I mean Colleen post our new guest for next week on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be notified.
Yeah, we do it on Instagram on Monday, and then we'll do a like a little post on YouTube, right? So you get to see that, which is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
And we just had awesome support. It's been so much fun on Instagram, kind of playing around with everybody and all that kind of fun stuff. And what was kind of neat about our little show is we reached out to Mickwick, who we're ambassadors for. Hence I got my cap on today, and we got a little there, which is kind of fun. So these are like fire starters. They're all natural. They're pretty amazing. I don't have autofocus. Yeah, and they're actually pretty cool. So
which are these little guys?
Yeah, so Mickwick itself actually put together.
It's
the green screen.
It's got green on it.
They put together a package, like a thank you, like for all of our guests that pop on.
Yeah. And
obviously they know that we represent the Great Lakes, so Ontario girl and Michigan guy. And so he actually made a red, white, and blue one, and a red, white, and red one. So I thought that was really special that they kind of went above and beyond and did that. So
it's very cool.
It is cool. We love them. I love them for our backpacking because a sound is coming. No, I love them for backpacking because they're super lightweight, which is awesome. So
very lightweight.
Anyways,
and
love them.
All natural.
And they're all natural. once you try them, you're just gonna love them, which is great. Anyways, so every couple that comes on the show is gonna get that little package, which is really, really cool.
Yes.
Alrighty. So
and now, without further ado,
wait a minute. No.
No.
Just whatever about the housekeeping stuff.
What? Huh? My house is
It's
clean.
It is. That's true. It's called housekeeping, honey. Kind of keep all that stuff in check. Mm-hmm. Listen up. Come on, you. Oh, okay. You can talk now.
Okay, can I?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. So, we
can do this first. Vote questions.
Oh,
right.
You changed something up here.
Maybe.
Yeah. So yeah, simple things of like, if you all got a question for our guests in the chat,
yep.
we take a simple approach of that we adopted from a awesome channel called Canoe Hound Adventures.
We love you, Dennis.
And so just put the word question all in capital letters,
mm-hmm.
and then when it pops up, I'll be able to click on it, bring it in, and then we'll be able to ask our guests.
Right.
So I'll try to keep on top of it as much as possible. I got enough electronics going here to do it on my side. Well, she just does her talking.
I don't. I barely do this.
Hey, she does a great job.
All right. So, you ready? This husband and wife outdoor team, change this, honey, promotes a healthy lifestyle. They hike, bike, camp, and canoe their way into the backcountry in every season. These two will encourage you to get outside and enjoy the outdoors. So let's welcome Ontario, Canada adventure couple, Sue and Danny, Sue's Outdoor Crew.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you tonight?
Oh, awesome. There was the crack. Cheers to you both.
Cheers to you both.
Absolutely.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Cheers. Water.
That's okay.
I don't have
Hydrate. It's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. So welcome. This is so exciting. I just want to say we found you, Sue, at one of Canoe Hound's chat, right?
Yeah.
And we saw you in there. We're like, Sue, and you were like, ask a question. We're like, we need to know this lady, right? And then so we found you on Instagram, and then we found out about Sue's Outdoor Crew, which is really what it's all about, which is kind of fun.
Yeah, she also was in one of I can't remember whose video it was, but you were at.
Oh, I lost sound. Uh-oh. Oh no! We lost sound. I don't know. We can't hear you. Try and mute it and unmute it. I think they lost their sound. I was like, can you hear us talking? You can hear us talking? I can't hear you talking. Technical difficulties.
Can anybody hear them?
I don't know if they can hear us.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Now we can hear you.
Can you hear us?
Oh,
Yes. Yeah.
Are we good?
Flipping. Yep.
Whatever you did.
Yeah, that would explain. My microphone is going dead.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Can we put the fuzzy cat on there?
That ain't gonna help it.
All right.
All right.
Are you ready?
Can
we
you
got it now?
Yeah, it's working now. He just totally went silent. We went, what?
And we were like, oh no gosh, what
Yeah.
I
happened?
thought it was us. Oh, it's gone again.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
I've got to switch
Hold on.
mics. I got to switch mics real quick.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear us? Can you still hear us now?
Yeah.
Okay. Never
Sue,
mind.
can you entertain everybody?
All right.
Are you going to switch some things up?
Yeah.
For our next trip.
Are we good?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
No, my my microphone battery just died.
Oh, that's
Aw.
okay.
It's all right, but there's always a backup.
So what did everybody hear? Did everybody hear the intro?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. So
Anyways,
welcome. And first of all, it is so nice to have somebody from Canada on the show.
I'm missing it.
And look. I got my Bruce Peninsula t-shirt on. Yeah,
Nice.
and Giant, look what you got.
I got my Muskoka shirt on.
Oh, yeah.
Even better.
I know, right?
See? Even better.
I know. I was like, we gotta represent for sure.
Yeah.
I love Muskoka. I was like, we stopped there twice when we were over there.
We did. Wait, on the way up to the park and on the way back from the park. It was like so awesome.
Yeah.
It's good beer.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Absolutely. Well, tell us quickly about Sue and Dan's outdoor crew, like the skinny on it.
I don't know. So we've always done like outdoor stuff. I mean, we met way back in university. It's been 24 years. So we've been together for a long time.
Right?
And back then, like I always was a camper. I always went out and did stuff. And then he's done a few trips, as a teenager, and we just kept doing trips. And as we got older, we moved from Newfoundland to Ontario. I don't know. I just kept doing it, and then eventually I would write little blogs here and there about just random stuff. And then it's probably 4 years ago now that I just kind of went, you know what? I think we need to like start a blog and do something more regular, because we had a kid, trying to introduce him to the outdoor world. And at first it was just having our stories with him and tripping, and being able to have him go back and look at it later and be like, here's what we did as a family. Here's a little record of our little trips that we did. And then it kind of exploded into just sharing what we do all the time.
Right. And it's true. It's kind of like a photo book or a memory book or whatever it is now. You know what I mean? We don't really. I don't think we develop a photo.
It's a video journal.
But I mean, we don't develop photos anymore, really. I mean, every once in a while we'll do something like that. But yeah, like to look back, and that's his generation. Like that's his thing for sure.
Yeah, like everything is digital right now. We have a few like little photo books of him, but now for the most part, our stuff is
right
as part of this blog, really.
That's so cool. You're busy, like seriously. So not only do you have this really cool blog, you're on Instagram, you're on Facebook, you're on Twitter, and then you just like started a YouTube channel like a couple months ago. What is it?
That's a very, very new thing, and we've talked about it for a while. He's like, well, we have the blog. He does awesome editing. I mean, he's a photographer as well, so has that background for everything. And he's like, we should probably start one. I mean, there's only a couple of videos on it now, and part of it was the that Quetico Portage challenge that we did. But I guess, like to do more of it this summer and maybe put some videos up. I don't know. We'll see.
Do it. Yeah. So everybody, Sue and Dan's stuff is up there right now. Go check them out. Definitely. Super fun Instagram account. I mean, I love it. It's the real deal, which is fun. And I think that's what we liked about people that we've resonated with, is that we're just real people doing real stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's cool, which is fun. And I know we liked about YouTube was your diversity. Like not only, you're not a straight canoeer, you're not a hiker, you're not, you're doing it all.
Yeah, you're cycling.
Like that's cool. Dan, do you have out of the biking, the hiking, backcountry camping, the canoeing, is there like one passion that is yours?
Well, I'd say mountain biking probably is where if I had to, that's my thing. I do a lot more mountain biking and cycling than Susan does. But I mean, I don't know, like she mentioned, we started back in our university days when we met. Like prior to that, I hadn't really done a whole lot of camping at all. I had joined the Scouts when I was in grade school, but mostly just because my friend was in Scouts and they were planning a trip to Ireland. So I joined for a couple of years, and we went on a big trip to Ireland, and then I came back, and I mean, we did a couple of camping trips and things, but really not a whole lot. So when we first started dating, we went for a big camping trip with a group at our university to Gross Mourne.
Mm-hmm.
And we hiked the mountain there, and we had a few days, and that was great. That sort of got me hooked on the whole thing.
That's cool.
Like when we moved up here, like I remember we went out and we went to Mount Nakuma Co-op, and we were just like kids in a candy store. Like we had never seen anything like that before.
Where were you at?
Mount Nakuma Co-op.
It's like REI for Canada.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Matt.
Matt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we went there, and it was just like, oh my God, we would go there every time we were in Ottawa or Toronto, and we started accumulating all this gear, backpacks and sleeping bags and all this, and then we did a bunch of car camping. For years, we didn't do anything but car camping.
That's funny. I love it.
And I think it wasn't probably until our son was born that we started doing actually backcountry camping.
Yeah.
So that was like 8 years later. We finally was like, we got all this gear. Why don't we try canoe camping? And so we got our hands on a canoe and started doing that.
I mean, we've always rented canoes when we went camping and that. We rented canoes, rented kayaks. Like we knew how to do it. It's just to rent it and go camping.
So then we just, it just kind of went from there. Like it was always more Susan's thing about the camping. She grew up in the Girl Guides and things, and so it was always more of her thing. So she's constantly pushing me into doing more stuff. I'm still more like, 3 days is good. 3 days sounds like a good trip to me. She's like, let's go for 10. And I'm like, well, maybe 4.
It's just baby steps. That's how it starts. That's how it's going.
And we also have our son who's now just almost 13, and he's really hesitant to do those trips too. So that makes me hesitant because I'm like, well, do I really want to put up with him complaining for 10 days? So she's more likely to get me on a longer trip once our kid can stay home by himself.
There you go. Maybe. But I feel like he probably loves it too, though. I mean, that's just incredible.
He loves it, but every time we mention going on a super long trip, he really turns his nose up at that.
Yeah. And then he goes, oh.
I know. What are they going to miss while we're gone or whatever, right?
We're going to spend 3 hours in a canoe. I'm like,
yes, we are.
Yes.
Well, but we did do that. I mean, we did a trip down the French River last year, and that was long days in the canoe. But he didn't fuss too much. I mean, he doesn't actually paddle; he just sits there and complains.
But don't you have a middle seat in your canoe though?
Yeah.
Oh, but it doesn't get used.
No, it does. He sits in.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Sometimes he does it. Yeah, he lies back.
Well, when we have gear in the boat, he'll sit on the seat.
Yeah.
When we don't, he'll lie in the bottom of the boat sometimes.
What kind of canoe do you guys have?
We ended up buying the Canada 150 special from Swift when they did the 150 deal. So it's the red and champagne Kevlar canoe, and on the bottom it has the Canada flag on it.
Oh,
and it has the leaves on the side, and we have a special number. So like that's number.
What does the number mean?
So they had only 150 canoes that they made.
Oh, that was the addition, or the lot number, whatever. Okay. Oh,
yeah. So ours was whatever number they asked, like, do you want a specific number? And we said, no, we don't care. Just whatever number is next. And we got number 52. So
that's cool.
So it's a 17-footer, and we put the extra seat in the middle. That's why we got the 17-foot for him. So
right.
It allows us to carry all of our gear, plus have him a comfortable place to sit. Because prior to that, we'd always have him perch on top of the dry bag or something.
Sure.
Yeah. He's like, this isn't comfortable.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. The because we've only been in a Swift canoe when we were up in Algonquin 2 years ago now. Oh, it seems so long ago.
I know, it's been a long time.
I know. But anyways, and it was a 17-foot Quaden.
Yeah.
So that was the carbon fiber Kevlar
so it's the
combo.
Same as yours though, but
similar. Yeah.
Ours is a Prospector.
Yeah. So ours is a Prospector.
I know. We don't know I need to know what the difference is.
Yeah, it's the
shape of the canoe and just how it handles in water. So like Prospector is probably one of the more stable loaded canoes, whereas like a Quaden is not as stable when it's not loaded, which I found out one trip with my 15-foot at work, and I tipped it right on shore. Yeah.
Ruh-roh.
And it was just, it hit something on the shoreline, a root or something, and I went and sat in it. It just went flip, and I fell right out.
Oh, brother. That is crazy.
Yeah.
So, do you bring an extra paddle when you go on a canoe trip? Like when you're.
Yeah. Well, we have the 3, and then of course my son doesn't use it.
Just in case he decides he wants to pitch in, buddy.
Yeah.
All right.
He will if he gets hungry and he wants to get to camp to eat.
He's like, okay, go on it.
Then he'll
All right, we're kicking in the 3rd gear here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We got it kicking up a notch for sure.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So when I was talking about you guys, you do everything in every season.
Oh yeah.
You guys are like everything. So do you have a favorite season?
The fall, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we
Fall
both
for
agree
me,
the
too.
fall. Yeah.
I think we do.
Cooler temperatures, no bugs.
Yeah.
Right. No
No
bugs
bugs.
or anything
Perfect
like that.
temperature,
Yeah.
Perfect temperature.
beautiful colors.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice
Then-
and warm in the day, a little cooler at night for sleeping.
Perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So do you guys have a hot tent or did you rent a hot tent?
We purchased one this year. Actually,
Good.
so it was not really a hot tent. It was a canvas tent that I can't remember. It was Marion from the camping family. She posted something online and went,
Oh.
"Hey, there's a Kijiji
Wow.
ad," and
It was like an old Girl Scout camp
Yeah,
or something. That was just
some-
You
It
got
was
lucky.
so they had about 15 of these canvas wall tents. They're 10 by 12, and it was way out by where they lived. It was at least a 5-6 hour drive for us. And she's
Oh,
like,
geez.
"Oh, it's like a 2 hour drive for me." She's like, "I can pick it up." Like she was doing a little bit of a pickup for a couple of friends.
Yeah.
So I'm like, "Sure, I'm going to send you money." I messaged the person. They saved one for me. She went and picked it up, and we got it at Halloween. And we had to install a stove jack, and then we bought a stove from Lure of the North to go in it.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
So we still have some mods to do to it. I think we're gonna try to put a window into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a couple of things.
And then
like
we
that.
need
Just-
something in the front, like zipper, clasp,
Yeah.
magnets or something. The window with the door is like 3 main clasps on it
Right.
that are just like little hooks.
Right.
So when the wind blows, it blows like in through the door a little bit. So
Gotcha. Okay.
to modify,
It's gonna
but
take a little bit of work.
yeah.
I'm
Where
pretty
did-
so every time she mentioned about getting a tent, I'm like, how much are they again?
I know. I know.
It's grand for an Arctic oven.
So when this one came up, it was like, for a couple $100, let's give it a go.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
we're jealous.
No
like
kidding.
there was
Use
like
out of it,
nothing.
and
No, we're when we had ours priced out, they were over.
From Snow Trucker, we were looking at them, right?
Yeah.
Ridiculousness.
Yeah, our setup was with stove and everything was with taxed out was over $2,000.
It was over
but they were over-
$2,000.
I think
Like,
they were like
come
10
on.
to 12 weeks out.
And there was a wait list. I'm like, get out of here. So then
And they pop up on Facebook all the time
Oh,
to
the
say, "Hey, I've got one for sale." I'm like,
Mhm.
"Oh, let's get it." And then he's like, "No, it's too expensive." I'm like, "Oh, I
I
want
know.
one."
I know it's crazy, but I was looking on Craigslist and I was like going on Kijiji right in Canada, but there was nothing. So
Yeah.
you lucked out. So that's really cool. Just because
Yeah.
I found that, obviously it's nice and congratulations that finally you guys can go out in the back and play outside again and camp and
I mean, we got lucky. We would always rent a yurt up in the parks here, so
which is all right.
which is nice. I mean,
The yurts are okay. Yeah.
I like you, Dan. You're awesome.
These are super huge.
I even still looked this year for Halloween. I'm like, "Oh, I wonder if the yurt's open," because there was one open, but
Was it really?
the
No.
booking system, game that you got to play, we didn't get it.
Well,
so
especially now in Algonquin,
Yeah.
they've built a couple of really nice yurts,
nice new
Yeah.
ones.
like nice new ones. They're like these big octagon shaped ones with a couple of bunk beds. There's a skylight and
Yeah.
a propane stove.
Are they
It's
in the
like a
Mew
cabin.
campground?
Wow, talk about your shishi foo foo.
I know, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Are
They're
they are they in the Mew campground or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, well, they're in in
In
Mew
Mew.
Lake. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I think all the new ones that they're building in the parks are going to be that style with the skylight and that. It's nice.
I
Like they're
bet.
lovely.
that's fancy pants. Holy moly. We actually did some winter camping without a hot tent
No, that was good.
without like any kind of heat except some like heavy duty sleeping bags because we couldn't find anything, but we wanted to get outside and we wanted to do something.
So I
Right?
bit the bullet and dropped the coin, and we got 2 -40 Marmot sleeping bags.
I really
like
want one of those.
They're like,
Oh, really?
they're like, well, I can't get it all on camera, but they're like super thick.
Yeah, they're crazy.
They're probably about a foot and a
And
half
then
thick.
everyone is going like winter hammock camping. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, someone just said it. Winter hammock camping.
Oh, yeah.
My back gets really cold.
So
No, they
there's
freeze your butts
it's
off.
called a frozen. Is it a Wisconsin frozen butt hang or something? I think it's called. They all go and they like, oh yeah, they like bring everything and they're like, hey, it's that crazy. They're snowing on them. It's wild, but
I just don't want to file my boots out in the morning.
Yeah,
right.
I've been camping in November and it dropped to -20 one night. I was so cold. I had 2 sleeping bags. I had like a down blanket in there. I was done. I'm like, no, I hate this. This is not fun.
It's so true, and it's supposed to be fun. So like, you got to have the right tools, the right gear or whatever that is. You know what I mean? Oh, okay. Hang on. Put this up. Backcountry paddler. Okay, so everybody I think everybody knows Sue and Dan, but anyway, so Sue is the luckiest person ever. She is like any contest, any review, any what is going on, and she wins. Like she just won Backcountry Paddler's latest contest, which is crazy. So
my mom has said, she goes, "You have a horseshoe up your ass."
Yeah, you was. You totally was. Good for you.
And I don't know if she's watching this. I did send this link to her to watch it. She would totally agree.
Right?
Yep, that's why.
Exactly. No, I think that's I just saw it. Ron said you can get closer together. I thought you meant we needed to get closer together, but you mean like snuggle. Okay, I like that. That is why we don't hammock camp.
Yeah.
I'm not ready.
You will be.
No.
This year you
No,
are.
I like just right here is nice. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Do you guys do a double?
Well, when I get cold, I like turn my back to his back.
Yeah.
He's like, your back is like ice. I'm like, I know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
We need to get a double sleeping bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're heavy. Right.
Well, for car camping.
Yeah.
For car camping, that's true.
Yeah. So if we go like in the fall or something, yeah.
Right, for sure. So let's talk about what do you got? Oh, you go ahead.
Who does what? So when you go out on camping and stuff like that, who does what? Do you guys have do you mix it up, or do one person starts the fire, one person sets up the tent, vice versa?
I think it's pretty set up. Usually,
well, so I plan everything, and I usually just tell him this is what we're doing.
Yeah, she knows where we're going.
Or I go, can you get these days off work? I can book this campsite right now. And he goes, I'm like, I got to do it now.
Right. My fingers on the button.
Yeah. But then when we're at camp, we'll set up the tent, but then I usually do all this stuff in the tent to get it set up. And he's out chopping firewood. I do the cooking usually, but in the morning he'll get up and get everything ready for cooking. So then when I crawl out of the tent,
I do all the prep and cleanup, and she does the cooking.
Yeah. So
you are integral to the backcountry, Dan.
Yeah.
It's the same rule in the house. If I'm cooking, he's clean. Although right now we do our whatever.
Okay.
Cook, clean, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But we kind of share most of the stuff. I mean, and when we're paddling, he's always been in the stern of the boat. I've always been up in the bow because I'm like, okay, we need to go here. No, we need to go over there.
Right.
Tell me which way you want to go, and I'll go there.
I love it. So I know that you have a what is that thing we have? A GPS, who makes ours?
Garmin.
Is that what you have too?
Yeah, I have an InReach Mini.
You have the Mini.
Oh, the Mini one, right? So do you use that? Do you use maps? Do you use a compass? Do you use all those things when you guys are out?
The InReach Mini is just solely for communication purposes and SOS. When we did the French River last year, I had maps in front of me that we printed out, but then I had my phone where I put it on satellite view because that was the only way we could maneuver through all the little channels at the south end of Georgian Bay.
That's how I do it. I'm always on my phone, so when she's up at the front trying to figure out where we are on the map, I'm like, we're right here. Look at it on the phone. We're right there. That's where we are.
Yeah.
So you know.
But yeah, so that French River trip, it was needed. Like I would sit there and I'd be like, I know we're here on the map, but
Right.
I can see a channel in front of me, but it's not on the map.
But there's 5 channels.
Yeah.
And how do you know
Yeah.
which one?
Really?
It was really difficult to know where you were if you weren't looking on the GPS.
Yeah.
So do you have to map everything out on the GPS thing first then? Like
No,
so
we download
Just use location.
offline maps on Google Maps and then use
Gotcha.
just location mode, and
Okay.
it will put a little blue dot where you are and kind of follow
Right.
you along.
Right. So
Yeah.
I know when we one of the last canoe trips we did, John bought waterproof paper. Do you
Yep.
put on waterproof paper?
I've never bought waterproof paper,
Okay,
but
that's a thing. I didn't know it was a thing.
Yeah, there's a paper company in Tacoma, Washington.
yeah.
They it's literally waterproof. I mean, it works pretty darn good.
Yeah, and we had it in like a little baggy thing too,
Yeah, we
but,
just Ziploc baggies.
or whatever. But yeah, that's crazy. Now, do you use a compass? Like, do you ever go, oh my God, which way is what?
No.
Well, I'm still learning.
I mean, I know how to use it.
You do.
I did it in like geography at school, you know, Girl Guides. Like I know how to use it. I just nah. I look around at where I am. I love reading maps. I did geography as a major, so like map making was what I did GIS work and remote sensing before I got into teaching. So I love looking at maps and yeah. So I usually go, where am I on the map?
Okay. So it's second nature to you for sure.
Yeah. Not for him, but for me, yeah.
No,
he's not directional at all.
I'm more into the tech, so if I don't have my phone with a map on, like if I drop my phone in the lake, I'm lost.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's when you get your third paddler then to get going.
Yeah.
Right? For sure. But when you're hiking and you're looking at maps, I mean, I know one of the last few hikes that we did, we were like hiking, I'm like, I looked at the map and I didn't realize how hilly it was. So do you take that in consideration? Like when you're like to see when the inclines are and all that kind of stuff, or when you're biking or whatever, like do you know that you're expecting that?
Yeah, topography.
Yeah.
The hiking stuff, so that's kind of new for us. Like he hasn't done a hiking trip like overnight. We've done lots of day tripping.
Right.
And we kind of know the terrain ahead of time just because of the hikes that we've done. The ones that we've done in Newfoundland, I mean, you know you're going up rocks, down rocks, you know you're going to do this the whole time.
Right.
And all the descriptions had it on there. Like we've hiked Gros Morne, which is like the big mountain in Newfoundland.
Wow.
And that's I mean, you walk up to, you can see it. You've got an hour climb in front of you up like scree rocks. But the backpacking trip that I did a couple of weeks ago, I didn't know the terrain. I knew the map, but I didn't know the terrain we were doing. Now for the summer, I'm going to do another trip as well, hiking in Killarney, and we've done like the Crack and a few other the hikes.
Right.
I know kind of what the terrain is like. I've seen videos. It's going to be terrain and it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
But I mean, for the most part, when we hike, we just go.
You just wing it or whatever.
Yeah.
So how many days are you going for the next hike?
The Killarney one will be 6 days, 7 nights. Or 7 days, 6 nights.
Yeah. So a full week on. That's really awesome.
Cool.
And then you just said that you you're looking at people's videos. Like John does. He's the researcher, right? Like
me.
Well, but you're the researcher for sure.
I'm a research the technical aspect. She looks at the trips.
Like I need to know what's going on, and I get obsessed about all that kind of stuff. Like what am I gonna expect, or what everybody bring with them, or what should I bring, or whatever.
Pros and cons with that aspect. Hey, you have an idea. It's like, oh, this is gonna be here, or look out for this, there. But it takes away from that. Oh wow, I didn't know about that. The surprise factor. Right?
He'll sometimes be like, "Why do you want to go there? We could just watch this video on it. There, you've been there."
No, for me, I research it because I'm more. What I thought she was going to say is what I actually do is I'll. Sometimes she'll say, "Well, let's do this trip here," and I'm like, "Why? What is there that I want to see?" Right. So for me, I like to have some sort of a goal in mind. Okay, we're going to go. There's a really cool lookout, or there's some cool waterfalls, or there's something to see. That's something to do, right? I can sort of sit in a hammock and relax for an afternoon, but I can't do that for 5 or 6 days straight. I'll go mad.
Mhm.
I gotta be up to something. I gotta know that there's things to see and do along the way.
Right. Well,
So-
you mentioned that you are a photographer, right? So you said that he does that. So
Yeah.
when you're on a trip, are you looking for something specific like that, or are you just capturing everything you see?
Well,
Depends on the trip, really.
And I kind of unless we're going for a short trip where there's not a lot of portaging, I don't carry any gear with me. It's just too heavy and bulky, and I don't often.
It is.
So on shorter trips, I'll take it out and just take some shots around camp and stuff like that,
Yeah.
or a nice sunset or something like that. But past few years, I haven't really bothered to take my real camera kit with me on a backcountry trips because
Mhm.
it's just too much
It's
hassle
big. It's
and
heavy.
Right.
it doesn't get used enough. Especially in a lot of places where we go, there's not a whole lot of things that are super photogenic. Sometimes it's just you're on the site and there's just a ton of water and pine trees and all. So
Sure.
I found that it just wasn't worth carrying it for what I.
Sure. And your phone, I mean, honestly, they take great.
Well,
Well,
and that was the other thing.
we went to Iceland.
Yeah.
We had both phone and camera. More of his pictures came from the phone.
I
Well,
believe it.
and it was because it was again like it was like, okay, we're hiking up to the top of this waterfall in the pouring rain. Do I really want to carry back 25, 30 pounds of gear on my back
No.
and get it soaking wet? So I took most of the photos with just my phone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, I feel like that's what people are doing anymore too. What about when you guys go on your hikes or whatever, or when you're at camp and you leave camp to go explore whatever? Are you proficient when it comes to mushrooms and flowers and all that stuff? You know what I mean?
Nope. I know a couple of flowers and a couple of trees. That's about it. Nah.
Right. But I mean, you see all these mushrooms, and I always think, we should pick these or whatever. But
no.
no, but we pick them up.
I just don't eat anything.
Yeah.
I don't touch anything. I don't eat it. I just walk. I stay on the trail, and I don't. She wanders off and is like, "Oh, blueberries," and I'm like, "Are you sure you want to eat those?"
Oh yeah.
I don't do it. Even if she's like, "Oh no, they're good," I'm like, "No, I don't eat. I don't eat stuff on the trail."
Yeah.
Totally
I used to know a little more. I've courses that we did in geography. We did a whole course with plants and trees,
Yeah.
and I have books from Newfoundland flowers and Newfoundland trees, but I haven't looked into that here. And whatever. Some plants are similar, some aren't, and we just go out. Whatever.
No, that's really cool. So wait a minute.
What? No, that one.
What do you want to ask?
That's not quite. What's one piece?
Okay, that's a
What's
good
one
question.
piece of gear that you can't live without when you guys go out?
Sorry. Say again. Which one?
What piece of gear you can't live without when you go out in the backcountry?
I don't know. I like taking my camp chair because it's nice. I didn't have a camp chair on the hike that I did 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
I noticed that when I would sit down, so Point Grandine has platforms to set your tent up on. When I sat down on a chair style platform, I went, but then you can't lean back into anything. So I don't know. I take my chair when I can.
I'd have to say the same thing.
Yeah.
My luxury item would be carrying
That's
a
a
chair.
luxury item.
Yeah.
What chairs do you guys have?
Pardon?
What chairs do you guys have?
Helinox one. Helinox? I don't know.
Okay.
They're a Helinox brand one.
Yeah, they're the best. Yeah, they are
just
so
go
good.
click, and then
I know,
like,
right?
about it.
I mean, and it's
Click,
there's
click,
no
click.
back on it, but there
Yeah.
is something to be said about being able to lean back a little bit. I do.
There is one that has the higher back on it, which I wish I'd known before we got these ones.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's the one
But-
that Barney's got.
Oh yeah, has it. Right. I'm gonna just tell you what my new favorite is. I got a Kula cloth.
Oh yeah, I can't find mine.
Oh gosh, you got to get it.
It's
just like
listed somewhere.
Oh,
I have one somewhere.
yeah.
And I thought I had it in one of my backpacks, and I went to look for it. Can't find it.
Oh no.
And I was lucky. I found actually one of my friends found a company in Canada that makes something similar.
Oh.
And I ordered one,
Yeah.
and I have it, but I wanted two, and I can't. I don't know. I've got one. I got that other option, but I don't have my Kula cloth. It's gone somewhere.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're like the bomb.
It's in my gear.
I'm like, I'm using my Kula cloth like every time.
Well,
You're like, I need a play-by-play, and I'm like, I know.
last year when I was doing one of the link sections there in Algonquin, I just used a bandana of some sort that I brought with me.
Yeah, for sure.
Same thing.
So you know how you can section hike like a through hike or whatever. So was that what you were doing? Were you section canoeing the Minas Link?
Yeah.
Okay. And does that count towards the Minas Link?
So my name right now is on the one section. On the they eventually have like a big plaque that they put everyone's name and write it on, but they keep like an online record as well. So my name is on that section, and then in a couple of weeks I'll be on out again and hopefully doing 2 more sections, and then there'll be 1 left.
Sweet.
Really?
And then maybe I want to do it all in one go as well.
Wow, that's crazy. That is amazing. So I know when we'd gone canoeing last summer, we did, first of all, in Michigan here, there's not a lot of connective like lakes, but there's a ton of river systems. And we went on a river system that had some white water on there, and we'd never done white water before. So we were just like, oh my gosh.
It wasn't crazy. I mean, it was like, it was like heavy class 1, light class 2.
Right, but it was enough that we weren't prepared, honestly. So we thought we might want to.
We didn't get wet.
We didn't get wet. No, we lost a GoPro, but we didn't get wet. I know. I'm sorry. I know. But so after doing that, we said, geez, it'd be really cool to maybe take up a white water course. Mm-hmm. But you've taken an instructor course? Okay.
I've done a lot of courses, and it was because of running a program at school.
Okay.
So, the requirements that they ask for when you run like an outdoor ed program, you have to have your canoe tripping level 3, and that's like that tripping like course, whatever. But then you need under that is a Canadian style paddling course, a river running course.
Wow.
Also having to have like wilderness first aid on top of all of it. And then in the fall, or in August last year, I did the basic instructor course.
Okay.
So I can certify people in basic canoeing levels 1 to 4.
That's awesome.
Sweet.
That's actually really cool.
Very cool.
Have you ever
had? The plan was to like certify students in certain levels. Yeah.
You should certify me.
I could certify him.
Yeah.
I have no idea what I'm doing. I just figure it out as I go. I did a canoeing program when I was in like grade school, like with the YMCA or something like that, where they taught you some basic paddling skills, and now I just go for it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the same. I do want to learn a bit more, but I remember, John, we were like in Algonquin, and John's like, I'm doing the J stroke. I'm like, that's not the J stroke. But you know what I mean? I know, but it feels like that's what you're doing. It feels like you got all that stuff or whatever. Have you ever had to use first aid, like in the wilderness?
Not yet. Let's knock on wood for that.
I know.
Like I mean, there's been times where, I had a student cut a finger, okay, that's fine. We can bandage that up. I had to pull a tick off a student before. Okay. But it wasn't really, it just kind of fell off. On day hikes, having to deal with him and his knees giving out almost.
Oh.
That's why I don't do longer hikes.
Do you have to wrap your knees up, Dan?
Well, no. Well, so what she's referring, like years ago, we did a hike on the East Coast Trail in Newfoundland to this. It's called the Spout, which is a natural geyser on the seacoast.
Oh,
it's about 20 kilometers. 22K. So I thought I was ready for that, but we got to the halfway point where the geyser was. I had lunch and all that, and then we got about another couple of kilometers past that to continue hiking, and just the up and down on the terrain, my knees started giving out on me. And I didn't have hiking poles,
Oh,
And so I hobbled the last like 8 or 10 kilometers.
oh
at a
my
snail's
God.
pace. I was in rough shape. I often joked about just jumping in the ocean and swimming the
Yeah.
coastline back.
We would see like boaters going by, going, "Well, there's a 20-foot cliff, 50-foot
Yeah.
cliff. Can we get to them?"
There was,
Oh
and
my
I felt so. There was like people in their 70s and 80s that were hiking by, like, "Are you guys okay?" And I'm hobbling along, so that was pretty brutal. So ever since then, I've been a little hesitant to go on longer hikes because I notice even just on sometimes longer walks, I'll start to get some twinging in my knees.
Sure.
And so the last thing I want to do is get 2 days into a hike and not be able to walk.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. Yeah. I mean, acetaminophen,
Yeah.
you shot a tequila after that is always good or something.
Yeah. So like that
Yeah.
hike, we were aiming for like 7 hours, I think it was, and it took us 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, since then I've tried to do various things to keep, but like I tried a running program thinking maybe that would strengthen it, and it would just get to the point where my knees would hurt so much I'd had to give up. I couldn't run more than a kilometer or so. I had to give that up. I couldn't do it, but it's high impact. So now I do just a lot of lunges and squats and stuff, but I haven't really put it to the test recently to see what kind of shape I'm in.
We will this summer though.
But, well, this summer
we've got another like 20K day hike for the summer coming up.
I love it. That's good.
Yeah.
That's ambitious.
Which my son has complained about. And we're like, you know what? You've done 18 kilometers. We've done 15 kilometers in a day. You'll be fine. He's like, I don't want to do it.
He will. He'll love
be
it.
fine. Yeah.
well, but if you found out we can maybe bike the first like 10K in or something, so we might do that.
Is it flat?
Yeah. So it's Sleeping Giant. So we heard that it's flat, and then the last 500 meters is like straight up.
Okay, that's
so fine. I've had a couple of people say that you can probably take a mountain bike the trail in, tie your bike up in the tree, and then go up and down the main section, and then bike out again.
That's interesting.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah. So my friend that's going.
We've done it before on other trails.
Yeah, we've done it in other trails.
Really?
Oh yeah. Yep. Take our mountain bikes in so far, and then tie them to a tree.
I like that.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So hopefully that will work.
Yeah.
So I do have another side question here.
Okay.
What's the best way to order a grande green belly with no foam?
And what is a green belly with no foam? Tell everybody.
That's a local drink that someone made in the area here. It's really only known like in Belleville, Trenton, Bay of Quinte region.
Okay.
So it's a way to kind of cut some of the sweetness and sugars that you would normally have in a regular latte style drink.
Okay.
So it's a green tea latte that's made with stop. It's a matcha green tea latte done with soy milk and vanilla bean powder instead of the liquid cane that's in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Tell everybody how you ordered one of those.
We ordered one of
why?
So I ordered one of those with a canoe on my head.
Right?
But she's a weirdo.
Right. True love right there, right?
Yep. I'm a weirdo. So they did a little challenge this summer, well, spring, I guess, for Quetico Foundation. So part of like Quetico Provincial Park. I know it borders, I think, the Boundary Waters is what's on the state side.
Yep.
And it was, doing one of the lengths of the portage that's in Quetico in whatever way you wanted. So some people walked the streets, some people went up and down like the main street in town. I know other people that did, I don't know, there's a few other things I saw online, people crossing like bridges somewhere. So I was like, hey, I should go walk through Starbucks.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah. And I was like, why not? He's just like, you're crazy. I'm like, yeah, I know. But I wanted to do something silly and fun. And I was like, I can win a prize from this.
So I know.
So I did.
Right. I know. So Dan's like your pit crew, you said, which I love that. That was like the best. And I mean, so Dan, you're watching Sue in line, and like, what's everybody doing?
You getting anybody honking at you or waving or anything like that?
Well, yeah. So we pulled up, and we were just there was a huge lineup.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you had an audience.
Yeah, and so we sat and waited for a little bit to see if the lineup would go down, and it just didn't. So eventually she was just like, "Screw it, we gotta go."
So I gotta go.
So she ended up just standing in line forever.
Oh, it's like at least 15 minutes.
And so more and more people kept coming up behind us, and they were all with their cell phones taking pictures. They all had a great laugh out of it.
Yeah.
And we had two people offer to buy the drinks. The one person a couple of cars back bought the drink for her.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, it was pretty good. They were good sports about it. And they were, and then we found out after when we got home, she posted it online, and one of her friends was like, my friend and her kid were in the car like behind you, and they had a huge laugh about that. And then, we were driving down the road, and people that were in the lineup afterwards that came up behind us were lying, waving and honking at us. So, it kind of brought a smile to everybody's face. It was great. Everybody kind of had a laugh out of it.
That's really cool. Did anybody ask why you were doing it, or what was it for, or did Dan?
Nobody.
No one really asked what it was for, but I mean, I did win a prize from doing that, so.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. That is so super. Have you ever been to Quetico?
No, and I've been hearing about Quetico over the years, and I'm like, oh, it'd be really cool to go up there. And of course, he's like, "Where's Quetico?" I'm like, "Oh, it's about a 2-day drive." Way up there.
Yeah. And I think you have to fly in.
Not everywhere, no. There are spots that you can, so there are places you can camp or park on the side of the road and go in.
Okay.
Flying in is obviously better because then you get away from everybody, but yeah.
I'm all for that.
It's like 2.5 days drive.
I know, right? Like just to get
a good 2 days if for us driving.
Road trip.
Especially if we went with the three of us. So.
Oh my gosh, that would be so crazy.
Very cool. Yeah. And next, what can you tell us about Get the Fuck Outdoors? Or outside. Right, it's outside outdoors.
I should have brought my hat.
Yes, why did you wear your hat? I'm shocked.
I know. He was like, I'm going to wear a hat. I'm like, no. And then he goes, well, I'm going to wear a hat. Fine. And then, of course, you're both wearing your hats. I'm like,
I know, right?
Hat.
I was like, Sue always wears pigtails or braids. I know.
Right? I should have had pigtails too. Anyway, so Get the Fuck Outside. It was a company actually that I came across in the fall. And I just checked them out. I was like, hey, this is kind of cool. It's a Canadian-based company. I like the fact that it's like, get the fuck outside, right? I mean, come on. And I went on their webpage and they said they were looking for ambassadors. I'm like, hey, cool. I'm kind of interested. I don't have a huge following, but I mean, we get outside. We do all this stuff, love getting outside. And they're huge supporters of like mental health initiatives. So a portion of all their sales goes towards local and Canadian Mental Health Association funds. And then they also support, because it's based out of Calgary area and Alberta, they also do a lot of Grizzly Bear Foundation support as well on top of that.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you do go to Get the Fuck Outside and use my code Sue,
right,
you do get 10% off of your sales.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's very cool. I think it is really, and I think the attachment of obviously the mental health, which is like crazy right now with what's been happening. And I didn't know about the grizzly bear thing. That's really interesting.
Yeah. And honestly, like getting outside is what's in it. They did a little interview last week. I mean, getting outside is my true stress reliever for everything. Like
100%.
I would go for drives at work at lunch just to get out of the building to kind of de-stress from my day. And I'd be like, I'll be back in like 10 minutes. And everyone's like, where are you going? I'm like, I just need to go for a drive. So I literally go out, drive around a couple of blocks, come back to the building and be like, okay, I'm good.
Oh, we're good again.
Especially like if it was raining out or snowy, I'm like, I just need to be outside. I put the window down a little bit and just kind of like drive around. And like being out here, like just being able to sit outside and doing stuff
cool.
outside.
Congratulations for being associated with them. That's really awesome. Agreed. Now, speaking of grizzly bears, though, have you ever had any animal encounters, like when you guys have been out and about? Grizzly, but you know what I mean?
Not like big animals. I mean, there's been raccoons that run through camp, and that's a lot of car camping. It's raccoons.
Yeah.
They're
What is
raccoons.
The closest I think we've come is Arrowhead, when
Yeah.
we were off site and a bear came on the site, and then when we came back, so the guy on the next site over had come over and said that there was a bear roaming your site.
Yeah. We scared it off for you. Don't
And he
worry.
scared it off. And he pulls out like a 10-inch buck knife and was like,
I got this.
he was
Yeah.
like, I tell you what. He goes, you got a knife? And I was like, why? He goes, well, if you're gonna have bears around you, so he pulls out this 10-inch.
Look at
And
this.
so then he spent the rest of the night sitting around our fire, like fondling his knife. And he was like, don't worry, I got it.
Brother.
You're like Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah.
No, that's
But
Susan and her son spent the rest of the night in the
Oh.
tent freaking out because they were like,
I was ready to go.
they wanted to just go to a hotel or something, and I spent the night up by the fire just listening to every tree branch in the woods crack and every little scuffle, thinking, oh God, here. So I spent the rest of the night out waiting.
Yeah, like you're on edge, right?
Yeah.
Because mostly because she actually was checking to see if there was hotel availability in
Yeah.
Huntsville, and there was nothing. So I was like, just go in the tent and
Yeah.
sleep,
Try to sleep. I'm like, oh,
and
try to
I'll
sleep.
keep an eye on it.
Yeah,
I stayed up all night watching for bears.
Yeah. And it was interesting. Like, the only thing we had outside was the 4-liter water jug left on our picnic table.
Right.
We had our dish bin turned upside down, and there was nothing in it. Like, it's cleaned out. It's been soaped because we always clean everything out. We're just letting it dry.
Sure.
And we literally walked down to the falls and back, I think it was.
We weren't even that far.
Not even far. And the bear had managed to puncture the water bottle. So the water bottle had puncture holes on the side where it had actually either grabbed it with
Get
its
outta
claws
here.
or like bit into it. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Nothing too dramatic, luckily.
Yeah.
That's the
No,
most-
but it's close. Like they,
Yeah.
totally, you know what I mean? They were there.
I mean,
He was there.
he's woken me up a few times in the middle of the night going, "Do you hear this?"
Yeah.
I'm just like, I have earplugs in.
Yeah.
No, I don't hear it.
Hear that?
Oh.
What?
That's actually that's funny. That's a question. So you wear earplugs?
Oh yeah. Any little scurry sound, I'm like, no, I don't want to hear it. And even when I'm solo tripping, I'm like, no, don't want to hear it.
Out of here! I can't do that.
It's like if I don't hear it, it's not there.
Exactly.
Well,
Well, I
right?
get that's true
I,
too.
I
And it
know
won't bother me.
like when I hear most stuff, I'm like, okay, that's not a big deal. But like, there's been times I remember I can't remember where, maybe like in Kawartha or something, and I woke up in the middle of the night and I could hear something outside the tent just snorting. Like you could hear it breathing.
No, that was up in Temagami.
Was it Tamagotchi?
Yeah, it's Temagami.
You could hear
Yeah.
something breathing and snorting and moving around in the woods, right? You could hear it, and I was like, so I woke her up, and I was like, she was like, oh, got mad at me. I was like, no, seriously, listen. And she was like, oh my God, get out and find out what that is, right? So
Shining the light.
I'm out in my underwear in the middle of the woods with like I'm gonna fight off something with a flashlight.
But you keep your
Like-
bear spray with you,
Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did have that, but
yeah, but
like,
still.
Oh my
that's
god.
usually my job, is wandering around the woods half naked, looking for stuff in the woods.
Yeah.
That's a YouTube video.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez. I just,
Nobody wants to see that on the internet.
I'm like, I don't want to hear the critters. I mean, and he's done it multiple times. And I mean, the one time in Kawartha, I think it must have been a fish or something swimming around and making noises.
Oh yeah.
Because it wasn't a beaver, because it didn't scare away when we yelled at it and like just
Yeah.
stuff in the water.
Yeah.
So I mean, there are fishers around, so that's my only guess, is it was something like that just was like, yeah, I don't care, you're there, whatever.
Right.
I mean, we've had raccoons trapped in our bug shelter before.
Oh my god.
They crawled up under it, and then we're lying there going, something's in our bug shelter. And you can hear it just going, like all on the sides. So he gets up, shines a flashlight, and he goes, yep, raccoon.
Yeah.
Yep. Go open the one side, open the bottoms, let it scurry out.
Oh yeah. Bye bye. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So you guys are out on a long trip, right? So you've had like 6 days has been your longest, you said, when you guys were
Um,
together.
for me, I've done 6 days. Yeah. For
4
him, we've done the 4 days has been the longest that we've done as a family right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's your longest stretch without a shower.
No.
We jump in the lake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying, no, we don't do the lake, right?
Yeah, jump in the lake. I mean, we did 10 days in Iceland, and we did every couple of days we stopped at a hot spring to like
That's
get
awesome.
wet and shower.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, we've done other camping trips where we've like I don't know, gone for a weekend or more, 3 days, 4 days. Yeah. Sometimes we don't shower at all.
Exactly, right? I know.
Winter camping, camping, we've gone winter camping for 2-3 nights, so almost 4 days.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's fine. Exactly.
whatever.
Some people, can't do that, right? So it's like, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of backcountry stink.
Yeah, you all smell the same by the time you get through day 2 or 3 anyway, so whatever.
Go jump in the lake.
But so I know, but you don't like the snapping turtles.
No comment on
No,
that.
right?
Well, when I say jump in the lake, there's very specific conditions.
Yeah.
Some criteria.
Can't be weedy.
I
He doesn't
can't,
like touching weeds.
I can't jump into muddy, weedy water. It's got to be nice and clear. Like I can't handle like the weeds and the mud. And well, no, I thought I'll just
just
if
like,
that's the case, I'll just do like the wash off and I won't go in.
It's like a water bath thing.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you guys are hilarious. Now, do you guys imbibe while you're on a camp trip? Like, do you bring any, like, we call it camp juice, which is we always bring like tequila or whatever. Or if it's not a short hike or a short haul, we'll bring, a couple beers here and there or whatever. But you bring
Well,
stuff
that
in?
was a 5-mile hike out to the lake.
That one time that's true. But yeah. Do you take stuff?
I take stuff. He doesn't drink, so I have a designated driver anytime now when I go places.
Yeah.
But yeah, when we camp, I usually bring vodka, usually on like backpacking or like canoe trips. And if we're car camping, I don't know, beer, whatever.
Yeah, right?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Whatever.
What's your next trip?
We are gonna head up to Grundy in a few weeks.
I don't know where that is. What
That's-
that's
So it's northwest of Algonquin,
okay.
kind of like Killarney, French River area.
Right, yeah. I know where that is.
Car camping.
Car camping, but I mean,
Awesome.
it was one of those times I went on the website and go, hey, look, I can get 3 nights. Let's go. And especially with camping and booking so difficult this year. So
Right. It was
managed to get that. And then I come home and I spend 1 day at home and then I turn around and go back to Algonquin for the link trip.
so awesome. That's really cool. Are you gonna GoPro it?
I don't. Well, he's got a GoPro. I don't know. I probably should do that.
Sure,
I don't know if
you
he'll trust me with the
totally should.
GoPro.
I think the Venus Link thing is so cool, and you already got your name up there. Like that's awesome. That's actually really cool.
Yeah, and then we've got a big trip in August planned. Actually, so before we do the trip in August, I'll be hiking the trail in Killarney,
Right.
and then we go off for like 10 days up to Sleeping Giant.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
So,
so that'll be a nice big long trip.
What's the Sleeping Giant?
yeah,
It's the provincial park up in Thunder Bay area.
Oh,
he knows where Thunder Bay is.
oh yeah, where our friend Joe Owen.
Joe O Paddles is up there, and
Kevin Outdoors.
Kevin Outdoors is up. That's right. Yep.
Okay.
Area. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we'll spend, a bunch of days camping on our way up and camping on our way back, camping while we're there.
So the main attraction there is just the hike that goes up to the top of a big cliff face lookout over the lakes.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. That is really cool.
When are you doing that?
August?
They'll be in August.
In
Oh, okay.
August. So that should
I want to say if you did it in mid-September, you can wave to us. We'll be on the island.
Oh yeah,
nice.
we're close. That's true. That is
No, it's hard to do trips in the school year.
I totally
We
agree.
can get away for a weekend, and most of our canoe trips, like in the fall and the spring, are 1-night trips.
right. Just
So we're pros at the 1-night trips for canoe tripping right now, where we'll leave Saturday morning and come back Sunday afternoon.
which is fine. You get out, like you said,
Yeah.
right? Get the fuck outside.
Exactly. And that's it. Like if it's only for 1 night, whatever. It's one night. It's still outside.
If we can find a place close enough, we can sometimes pull off a Friday.
Yeah.
Right.
It gets a bit tough though, because you got to race the light. We don't want to be trying to pull in at nighttime.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
Yeah.
What's your next piece of gear that you want to get?
Ooh. I don't know. I
want to hear this one too.
I mean, there's a lot of things on this list of what I want.
Yeah, she has a big list.
Like,
she always sends me these things. How much can you get this for on Amazon? Yeah. How much can you get this for on Amazon?
Well, because I'm looking at lightening my load a little bit too for hiking. Well, because it's something new I'm getting into. Like I've done hikes before back in Girl Guides. So this is kind of like expanding my experiences right now instead of just being, we're only canoe tripping and that's all we're doing. I want to do something more and I want to explore and be more than just that.
Yep.
So, and I know even maybe I'll get them on a night out somewhere backpacking. It's got to be short, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But it's making that gear lighter for me, and so that's like I'm like, hey, can you buy me this? Hey, what about this? I need this next. I mean, like, we don't have a lightweight tarp. We have a tarp.
Yep.
And it's light, but it's still like this big.
Right.
But I know you can get nice tarps that are this big.
Right. That's what I'm looking at right now too.
So yeah, that is it. That would be the
what was it?
CCS tarps.
He's looking it up right now.
Yeah.
I think that one that Cliff was talking about that.
Yeah,
Cliff Jacobson, I think, was talking about it.
Cook COOKE custom tarps.
Yeah. And then, like lightweight backpack is something. I'm currently borrowing one from my friend Peter. So that's something I don't have. And my backpack was like almost 6 pounds.
It's true.
It's a lot of weight in a backpack. So I think the one that I'm borrowing is like 2.5, 3 or something.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's really good.
I would like a solo canoe of my own, but then I'd also like 2 kayaks as well.
You're right, Dan. That's a big list.
Expensive list.
Yes.
And this is not recorded. Okay. No.
Yeah. And this is where my cheapest comes in again. I go like, do I really want to spend $500 on a backpack, or can I carry 4 extra pounds? I can carry 4 extra pounds. The whole time I'll be thinking about the money in my bank account.
It is true though, right? Like the lighter you go, the more it costs, it seems like, which is
and so like someone's saying the Z packs, it's based out of Florida, I think. So it's the cost for shipping, the cost then for converting it to Canadian US dollars, and I find it's hard to find the lightweight gear here in Ontario and in Canada. If there's places around, I don't know what they are yet because I haven't researched enough of it, but I mean, for where we live, we have to drive 2 hours in either direction to get somewhere that would possibly have it.
Right.
So,
well, hopefully those borders open up soon and just give us your list and we'll deliver it. No problem.
Like, here, let's go get this.
We already have
those lightweight bags that you recently got.
yeah. The Hilltop bags. You have to get those for sure. Yeah.
I totally checked them out and I was like, ooh, that'd be fun.
Note to self, Dan, that's a good Christmas present. Hilltop packs. Very cool.
Oh, I have no shortage of items to buy.
I usually just buy this stuff and go, okay, this is what I got for Christmas.
That is so good. It's so true. But I mean, I found that the lighter we get now too is just that the longer we can go and the more enjoyable it is. And, it's definitely crazy. We're actually going to do a video, I think. We're waiting for our lightweight backpacks to arrive because we had some made.
Hopefully next month.
Hopefully in the next couple of weeks, yeah. And I want to do this is what our backpack weighed. This is what the new one weighs, and it's stupid already. It's I think our backpacks were almost 5, 4.5 pounds, and our new ones are 1.2 pounds, something stupid like that. And then same with our sleeping bags, and it's crazy. Are you okay?
He just had to sneeze. He's like, just mute it. Oh,
is that what you're fine. You're fine. It's all
I gotta
good.
sneeze 2 more times.
That's funny. Are you a coffee, tea, hot chocolate, hot apple cider, What are you?
I am a tea person.
You're a tea person.
Yeah. He'll drink hot chocolate sometimes.
No, I don't.
Well, we're at camp.
Tea.
At camp, and
Tea.
sometimes hot chocolate.
Somewhere I have hot chocolate.
You have before.
No,
I usually bring hot chocolate for him and our kid.
Right.
But then we bring tea as well. Yeah.
Right. Well, that's nice.
No coffee. Ugh.
And have you ever celebrated anything exciting in the backcountry? Like, hey, it's my birthday, it's anniversary, you have?
Yep. I wouldn't say maybe not backcountry all the time, but my birthday usually falls somewhere around Labor Day weekend.
Okay.
So it's September 1st. So depending on when Labor Day weekend occurs, we've been camping on my birthday.
She usually goes by herself nowadays.
Sometimes I go by myself.
Okay.
Mother's Day, I've gone by myself a few times.
Okay.
That's my treat for me. I always tell him he could go summer. He's like, nah. In the summer, so in July, we have our anniversary, and I don't know if we've been camping on our anniversary before.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I actually have no idea. I mean, we did get engaged on a beach in a provincial park.
Oh,
Well, that's
We
cool.
did get married on a beach in Newfoundland.
That's beautiful.
There you
Yeah. So
What?
you're not gonna be outside together.
Yeah.
That is awesome. That is so cool. Do you have any advice for couples that want to get outside or try something different, or drag the other one to do something when they don't want to do it?
You know what? If you don't want to drag them, you go on your own.
Right on. Okay.
I don't know. It's just plan something small at first. Like we only did small trips, like overnight here and there, day trips, and then you build from. Like,
Yeah.
I'm working on him for the longer canoe trips.
Yeah.
For sure. It's, like she tries to jump right into doing the 10, 12 day thing, and I'm like, I'm not there yet. We've done like 3. Like, let's work our way into it.
Right.
You know, so I'm not totally against it, but
Like we've done
you know.
weeks of camping before when we
Yeah.
traveled. So we used to travel and drive from here down through like Michigan and Pennsylvania, New York, New Hampshire, all the way back to PEI, New Brunswick, and
That's
we'd
nice.
do trips like that where we would spend a good amount of time out driving and camping and sometimes hoteling depending on the weather.
Sure.
So we've done like longer trips, but not longer backcountry trips yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do you ever
Yeah.
change? I know, right? Do you ever change your plans if you look at the forecast and go, "Oh man, there's a
All the
storm
Yes.
coming." You know
we
what
did last weekend.
Yeah.
You did?
We did.
Yeah.
We were supposed to go to Bon Echo for the night,
Okay.
and in the middle of the night, he just kind of woke up, does his thing. Sometimes, wakes up at 2 a.m, and he gets up in the morning. He goes, "So by the way, the gypsy caterpillars that are all like infesting this area right now
Yeah.
are rampant in Bon Echo, and that area is like just crazy." I went, I don't want to go and sleep all night with these caterpillars dropping on our tent. And
Yeah, no.
like you can't do anything.
And our
Right.
son,
And
our son was freaking out.
He would have been like, no.
I've been taking him mountain biking at our local trails, and we don't even have them that bad, but he
Not
was
as bad as up
he was
there.
freaking out because they kept dropping on him and stuff, and he didn't like that. And so I thought, well, it'd be miserable if they're falling out of the trees and
Yeah.
crawling all over us. And actually, I talked to a friend of mine who was up camping in that area. I was actually mountain biking with him on Wednesday, and he was saying he was out on the weekend, and they were at camp up in Kawartha Island.
Yeah, it's bad up there too.
And he was like, they were
Oh.
sitting down, they were
Hmm.
crawling up their legs, and they couldn't get anywhere. They couldn't be anywhere
Yeah,
without
no.
caterpillars on them. So, anyways, when I found out that there was really bad caterpillars, we were like, you know what, let's cancel the night, and we went up just for the day to go
Yeah.
canoeing and do some swimming and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So while we were paddling,
But-
there were hundreds of caterpillars in the water because they're all falling from the cliff above.
And they were on the beach,
On
and
the
they were
beach, yeah,
they
everywhere.
were in the water where we were trying to swim, and they were hanging out of the trees over the beach. And so
Yeah.
we were like, well, maybe it was a good thing we didn't go.
Yeah.
But-
And like
Wow.
we've been on other trips.
Yeah.
We've actually had 2 trips now where the one trip we were in Temagami, and friends of ours came up and they're like, oh, like there's supposed to be a big thunderstorm system moving in on Wednesday or whatever it was. And we were supposed to leave on Wednesday. And we're like, there's no way that we'll be able to leave on Wednesday. We would have to spend an extra day, which means he would be not back at work. And we actually left on the Tuesday instead
Okay.
to get out. And sure enough, the Wednesday, huge thunderstorm ripped through the whole place. Everyone would have been windbound, so we were kind of lucky that we did come home when we did.
The right decision.
And the same thing happened last August in Cortha. We had 2 nights booked. We spent the first night, and then the second night was supposed to be really rainy and stuff again. So we stayed until, I believe, it was almost supper time on the night instead of staying the second night and again waking up in piss pouring rain and having to paddle out in rain. We left at like 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock at night, stayed until supper, and then came home. And sure enough, the next day and all night, there was like 50 millimeters of rain that fell.
That's crazy.
Wow.
So some people go, oh, camp in all weather. We've camped in rain. Yes, we've done it.
I'm a fair weather camper. I'll admit that.
But sometimes if we look at it, like this weekend, this thunder, lightning, rain, and we went, we don't have anything booked. And if we did, we probably would have canceled it.
Yeah. We're going canoeing this weekend, and there's supposed to be a storm coming, but we'll play it by ear and see what happens.
Yeah.
So
I'll deal with it if you have to, but I won't. Like, if I can avoid it, I will.
Yeah, like safety first, right?
Yeah.
No,
I mean, I've been in all kinds of weather, and
but if it's lightning and stuff like that,
no, for sure. So, you blog everything, right? And that's like,
almost.
like mostly you do. And then, I mean, I think I have a pretty good memory, and we all take pictures. Like, do you take a notepad with you? Like, do you jot stuff down, or
no?
How do you remember everything? How do you know
from my pictures?
Just from your photos. That's amazing.
Yeah. She takes a lot of pictures.
I take a lot of pictures.
Okay.
So, in one of my outdoor classes, the one trip we did, which was a 3-day trip, I think I took like 500 pictures.
Whoa.
But that's students, right? So I'm taking pictures of them doing stuff. I'm using it for my marking as well on top of that, but then I upload it to an album that they all have access to so that they can download the photos and keep them for themselves as well. Because I tell them no cameras, no phones. Actually, they can have a camera, just no phones. Don't want the chance of them losing a phone, especially on a trip. And plus, places we go doesn't have the best service, so it doesn't matter. You're not going to be able to like Snapchat and do whatever you do.
Right.
So I said, I will take a bunch of pictures. If you want pictures taken of certain things, here's my phone, take pictures, and then I upload it for them.
And everybody has access to it or whatever. And then do you like interview people after to say, hey, like, what'd you think about this? Or how was that? Or like to get everyone's experience from them? Or
for the student program stuff, that's they have tests on it, and they tell their experience, and then they have to do like a scrapbook on it. Okay. But like for our trips, I just take pictures, and there's lots.
And then what do you choose to blog? Like, what do you? I don't know. Like what?
I don't know. Like, so this year with like the pandemic and stuff, I've kind of like pared it down to like a once a month kind of thing.
Okay.
Just because we haven't been getting out as much, and I didn't want to do the same old thing over and over for every week. So I'm like, let me just go down to once a month for now, and kind of deal with that, because school's been kind of busy, stressful, and I didn't want to have all that kind of going on. But for the most part, it's like, hey, if we're going out and doing something, then I'm going to blog about it.
Well, and then there are times where she'll say, I have an idea. And I'll be like, oh, okay. So that means that she's got some idea that she wants to go do something crazy to blog about it.
Yeah.
That's how it starts, then, right?
That usually is. So it's actually been good that way too, because there's a lot of things that maybe we wouldn't have done otherwise. Other than that, she's just like, like she'll come up and say, well, let's go do this for the day. And, and I know what her motivation is there, right? But it also,
I was thinking.
Yeah, but it also
sometimes
it does get us out and kicks us in the butt to get us out to do and it turns out to be something fun, and like
that is true. Yeah, that is true.
That's great.
And I know that you've had a photo published. You're like, was it like a Thunderbox something or whatever?
Oh yeah, that was so friend. It was myself. Yeah, there was a group of us that there's a non-operational park about an hour drive from where we are, and some of the sites have Thunderboxes, some of them didn't. And one of our friends who actually just moved to Alberta built a bunch of Thunderboxes. He's like, I really want to go put in some, bathrooms in this park because we frequent this park. We've been there a few times, and it's kind of nice to have a box to sit on. And he's got a kid, and females, I feel more comfortable sitting on a box than squatting in the woods.
Sure.
I don't know. There's just some comfort to it, and I've been places where I'm like, first thing I'm asking, is there a Thunderbox at this site? Go look, and if there's not, I don't know if I want to stay here. I mean, I've done it. I've done the cat hole thing, but so he approached us and said, I want to go up at this time of year. I've built like 5 or 6 Thunderboxes. Do you want to do it? Like, the park? I'm like, yeah, sure. Let's go and do it. So then I had the magazine contact me, and they're like, hey, we found this picture online through your blog, and we would like to publish it in our magazine. I'm like, okay, cool, sure.
That's really cool. Has any of your blogs been published or anything either? Or
there's been a few times I've seen something pop up on Twitter sometimes where it'll say, hey, check out these things, and my blog's attached to it.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and I mean, like, he's had pictures posted in magazines as well, like the front page picture, the cover of the magazine.
Yeah. So congratulations, that's really cool. Now you got to go lighter then, Dan. You got to get like a lighter camera choice now or something, right? Keep it going. That's on his Christmas wish list now. That's crazy.
Yeah, I bet.
So, are you a big believer in, like, the couples who do things together stay together, like get outside and,
Forget the try. What?
I found that like, okay, that sounds interesting.
Martin.
He has to watch Pine Martin's video on the cheek spreader. Okay, it's a thing. So go check out Pine Martin's video on YouTube, everybody. Right, Martin? Hi, by the way.
Hi, Martin.
Right? That's awesome. I love it. I love it.
I don't know. I mean, whatever. Peeing in the woods, fine. I have a shirt that says I heart peeing outside.
Right. Oh, he's laughing. That is so funny. So we're in on one other question. So sometimes when you're on an adventure or a backcountry trip or, something that you planned or whatever, has there been the unexpected, oh my gosh, I can't believe we just stumbled down this trail and found this amazing waterfall. I didn't know it was on the map. Or we took this unexpected turn, down this little like river area that we're supposed to go. I'm talking with my hands. Like, I'm going to hold it in my hand. You know what I mean? That's turned into like an, oh my gosh.
I don't know.
I'm sure we have. Well, we have multiple times. I can't think of a specific instance.
Right.
No. I mean, there are times where we would just pull open like the paper map, like back before GPS and stuff really came in. I'd be like, hey, cool. What's this green space on the map? Let's go check that out. And that was what we did a lot before we had Hayden. And I just pull out my map. Okay, where are we going today?
Yeah.
Let's find a space to go and explore. So yeah, I don't know. It's just we just go places, and if we find stuff, we find things, and I don't know, nothing really specific.
I can't think of one.
And do you guys go back to the same spot twice, or do you always try to go somewhere different?
We do frequent places.
Yeah, we go back to places all the
Okay.
time.
But we do like to find somewhere new. So this year we're hitting up at least 4 parks that are new to us when we go to
Wow.
Sleeping Giant.
That's awesome.
Because we have like
awesome.
we have nights, we stay one night, we travel, stay another night, travel, stay another night, and
Right.
on the way back.
Yeah.
But like for canoe tripping, we tend to go to the same place right now.
Okay.
It's close. It's close.
Very-
It's close.
Wow. I gotta tell you, we have never ever done a live stream that's been an hour.
Well, this is only our second one.
Of this, our longest live streams have been 7 hours, if you can imagine.
Wow.
Yeah, it was 7 hours. Then we had a 5-hour one. It was like ridiculous. But we had said we were going to talk for an hour. It's been an hour and a half. I feel
I know.
it flew by. I can't.
I just kind of looked at it and went, "Holy crap!"
I know. I just looked at it too, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
That
That's
is.
awesome." I just think you guys have been fun. I'm
Yeah.
really
I'm
glad.
surprised my kid hasn't come out to like.
I
open
know. I
the
was
door.
hoping he was going to pop on and say, "Hey."
I have no idea where he is.
Is
He's
he here?
inside.
So everybody, check out Sue and Dan, Sue's Outdoor Crew. Super awesome. Love the Get the Fuck Outside story. I honestly didn't know about the whole life background of it. So not only is it obviously it's a cool saying, we always want to do that or whatever. But yeah, do it. Support them, which is really cool. It's just use code Sue, you said,
Yep.
right?
Yep. Sue.
awesome. Yeah, I love it.
Perfect.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Oh, thank you for having us.
That was
Sue.
harmless, right, Dan?
Pardon?
I said that was harmless, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
And as soon as those borders open up, I don't know what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to have some.
I know. Some
Maybe-
big party somewhere.
We don't have that much vacation
I
time.
don't. I'll let you know. You're fine.
That's like him. He's like, I don't have that much vacation
I
time.
know. I'll make it work. I know, but
I have a few weeks, but it's like
I know.
she's like, well, we gotta go see these
This,
people.
and
We gotta go
that. I
this.
know.
And it's like, well, you got your family and it's
Friends,
like,
whatever. But this is my quick little thought was
Okay.
I thought
Yeah, yeah.
I would love to. I don't know how. Maybe we could rent like new campground or something like that, or a few spots, and have like everybody in this like crazy outdoor community get together, go camping or something.
Right?
Fun
We need someone who has like big property somewhere
or big property or whatever.
and be like, hey, just come and stay in our property.
Yeah, you know, like tent up and everything. It'd be so.
Yeah.
Cool. I know that'd be really
or
awesome.
you can hammock.
Or we could hammock. I'm not hammocking. I'm not ready yet. I'm not. No hammocking. Mm-mm.
I don't know. They're pretty comfy. I don't know, but it's sleeping in it and getting the proper like position in it.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm not ready yet. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Sure, whatever.
No. Awesome. Well, cheers to you both. You guys have been awesome. Everybody in the chat, thanks for hanging out. And check out Sue. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, blog, new YouTube channel, all that fun kind of stuff. Totally everywhere. And
Yeah, we can't wait for all the new content.
I know. And you're like the real deal. So
Oh, thanks.
It's real.
no, you know what I mean? It's just like this is it. What you see is what you get, and I like
Pretty
that.
much.
So
This is how I am all the time.
right on. Exactly. So we love it. Awesome. Well, cheers to you both. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You are so welcome. Stick around.
Okay, so we're dropping
Okay.
down.
Awesome.
Well, that was an awesome show.
Totally.
Totally.
I know.
No way.
And it was just nice to have like, someone from Canada. Ontario, Canada, where I'm from.
Canada.
So
Speaking
I
of
love
which,
it. Oh, what do you got?
I wonder how the Habs are doing.
I don't know how do I thanks, Brian. Thanks, post tapping. I don't know how to put this on here. Do I go like this?
You just got to click on that.
Hang on. There we go. Thanks,
right.
guys. Very
Well-
cool idea. Cool. It's fun again. I think it is a good idea too. It's really neat to see the dynamics between the couples. So I
Yes.
like that. You know what I mean? And like I said, it's just a real deal. And I think that's what's not common. You know what I mean? Or it's not uncommon, rather. So
Yeah, strike that.
I know.
Great.
I was like, I didn't know what I was quite saying there. But
And by the
So-
way, there's no score in the Canadians by
in the-
Vegas night game.
oh, and the
0-0
Canadians.
in the-
Okay, there
in
you
the
go.
first period.
so, and also just
I'm
again,
actually rooting for the Canadians. Can you believe that?
there you are, honey. So, and then Sue and Dan, we're going to give you one of those. We're going to send you a little Nickwick pack too, which is kind of cool from our Nickwick team people.
Super cool.
There are. You're going to love them, Sue. They're lightweight for your backpack.
Right.
Okay, so next week, Thursday, it's Canada Day.
Oh yeah, it's
But-
Canada Day.
We don't have a Canadian on.
Uh-oh.
We have an awesome duo from. Actually, everybody's awesome, obviously. But
From
our
somewhere.
they're
No.
from. I said they're from Illinois. They're from Illinois. That's all I'm saying.
Oh
So
my
our
God. You get
couple
half,
next
that's
week-
half the thing.
it isn't. No one's gonna know. So
I'm telling you.
No, we're not telling anybody. So they're from Illinois. You're gonna love
I'm
them.
gonna put this in the
Super fun. And thanks for hanging out with us. Again, we're over our hour time, but who
Yeah,
cares? It
who
was all
cares?
good. All
All
right.
good.
Cheers, everybody. Enjoy
Cheers,
your
everyone.
weekend ahead.
Have
Okay.
a great weekend. We'll see you all on the next one.
Yeah, you will.
And then.
See you.